I have been directing my first feature film for the past 4 years, so we're aiming at releasing it next year. This feature film comes from a short film that I made during my master's here in Edinburgh. Alongside that, I also direct short films, maybe commissioned by the government, some commissioned privately, and I am also working on a TV commission.
I'm a writer-director and I work mostly in fiction. I was about to shoot my first feature film project, Undercurrent, in August, but the film is on hold now because of the COVID situation. I'm also working on another feature-length screenplay for another director. The film is based in Kashmir. Meanwhile, I also take workshops and webinars. I hope the situation returns to normal and that I'm able to shoot my film soon.
For the past 2 years, I've been working in the University of Buenos Aires in the career of image and sound as professor in 2 subjects, photography and design. I'm also a student. I'm making a post-degree on documentary film and I'm working in my projects. I'm currently developing a 360 VR documentary in the Peruvian Amazon jungle. I'm also very interested and motivated working with artificial intelligence in the documentary area. And I'm also producing and director of a documentary feature film. It's a co-production between 24 countries and 20 directors around the world. It's a portrait about human isolation because of the COVID and the actual situation.
The state of documentary filmmaking in this country is not very good. The number of films that come out are very less when you compare it to the size and population of this country. There are funding forums like DocEdge. There are also funding organizations like FD and PSBT supported by the government. But they are not enough in a country like India. Many documentary filmmakers are getting support through grants and funds organized by the film festivals. Many films are also made possible through co-productions. Even though few in number, very good documentary films are coming out of India.
Even though I am Spanish, I belong to the Scottish film industry. I think that a lot of producers and fundings are destined to documentary, and we have the Scottish Documentary Film Institute, which does a lot for the documentary industry here in Scotland, and we have really amazing producers here too. Alongside that, we have the Scottish government, which is very, very supportive of documentary films and always make sure that we're supported personally and that our films are going to be international. So once you get to be known in the industry, I think that there are a lot of opportunities inside Scotland, but also internationally from here too.
Of course that people and authors and directors are interested in documentary film in this part of the world, in Argentina and in South America, because we have many important nature resources and the diversity of communities living in these regions of the world. And I think that the world should pay attention and listen carefully to the stories around here. Regarding the production in Argentina has stopped during this situation of the virus, and films have been cancelled, the production have cancelled, so the situation actually is not the best. In Argentina there is a few places where you can study cinema and making documentary pieces. I'm actually making a post-degree in the University Torquato di Tella, and it's particularly developing documentary lessons and classes with very good professors. We have professors as Lucrecia Martel and João Moreira Sages, James Binning, and very good master classes regarding documentary cinema.
Documentary films are very underutilized in the education sector of this country. It is a medium with so much power, and it can question your thoughts, change your beliefs, and alter your perspective and widen your minds. But I should say that they have not been used at all in our education sector. Even in film schools, documentary films are given a second degree treatment. I want documentary films to be made a compulsory subject right from primary school level, and I'm sure that it would bring a big change in these students during the growing up ages.
I studied documentary making and directing here at the Edinburgh College of Art, and it was really inspiring, really good. I learned a lot, and it also helped me to become part of the film industry here in Scotland. I think that course-wise, I would say this is the best one for documentaries in Scotland, but there are of course more in the UK, for example in London. I think that education-wise, when you're doing a 4-year degree, they don't teach creative documentary as much or as in such a depth as they do in specific courses. But I think there is a lot of audience here in Scotland. There's great support. We have a great community. We help each other, and we're always looking for help. So I am very happy that the industry is also a community here where we can support each other and find resources within each other too. I don't think there are very big companies here in Scotland. I am sorry if there are, but I don't know them. I think they're all more located in London. However, here in Scotland, what I see a lot is independent documentary making and independent documentary distribution. So a group of people might have the resources to screen independent documentaries, invite the filmmakers, and that way I think you reach audiences that you may have not reached if your film was in a big distribution company or in a cinema. I used to work in a cinema here, and we screened documentaries taken by Sundance or Dogwoof or bigger organizations only on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. So that was not a great time to go to cinema, and they didn't get a lot of viewings. So I think it is a great opportunity to have communities around you that want to explore documentary making and are intrigued and are interested in watching them and seeing what comes out next.
The audience is very interested in documentary cinema, and they will always be interested in documentary cinema because it's the contract between the film and the spectator, where the situation of the truth is there, and documentary film has the power to erase borders and to bring other kind of realities that are outside our quotidianity. And there are some platforms, some webs of the National Institute of Cinema where people and the audience can watch national documentary production, such as cine.r.
Documentary film distribution in this country is limited to the film festivals. There are very few documentary films that got released theatrically. And even distribution sector is not interested in documentary films because it doesn't pull enough people. And there are very less films even available on online or streaming platforms. Since the literacy in documentary films is less, there is less demand for it. Hence, the distribution system is weak. If we somehow make people aware how powerful this medium is, I'm sure the distribution sector would catch up. A lot of documentaries would come out.
Yeah, of course, the industry here in Argentina stopped and the shootings have been cancelled, and everywhere all the situation and all the culture commitments have changed because of this virus. But new ways of making cinema have emerged, new ways of distribution have emerged, new platforms to visualize online cinema, to share screenings, to direct someone, to make a photography and to describe a place. There have been many new ways of making, of thinking, of distribution and of exhibiting cinema. And I think that something that this virus has bring us, it's that we are all virtually persons, we are all virtually human beings, and we have to learn and we have to think in this virtual method of conceiving the ideas and producing cinema, and documentary film will go on this direction too.
A lot of feature films in my state are cancelled or postponed because of the COVID situation. Like I told before, even my feature film project is on hold. Very few productions are happening right now because there are a lot of restrictions for shooting. Exterior shoot is not permitted at all. You can shoot interiors, but with a maximum of 50 people. Support wise, government have come out with a little bit of support, and even stars and celebrities are chipping in. But I think that is not enough to support the day-to-day laborers who are working in the film industry. I think the stars and the government need to put in more to support these people. Cinemas are closed. They are not permitted to open yet. Festivals in this country are mostly happening through online, and I think that is going to be the case till the situation returns to normal.
Festivals haven't opened yet, cinemas haven't opened yet, so everything is still online. I think that a lot of people that worked in the film industry has applied for grants by the government. I think they did a great job, the government, on sponsoring people who were not able to work. So you could apply for a relief fund and you were okay. There were also other private fundings that you could apply to. I hope that everyone came out okay, and I hope that the cinema industry, the film industry, picks up again where we left it, or even more. I have been watching a lot of films online, and I understand a lot of films were made for big screens in cinemas, so I do support festivals. I have tried really hard, and I support filmmaking, so I will keep doing that after the pandemic even more so.
Interaction was a truly enriching experience for me, both as a person and as a filmmaker. I got to know this new country, meet a lot of people, understand their culture. It opened up my perspective. Also, making a film within such a short span of time was very challenging. I had to connect and find a rapport with my crew members who are coming from different parts of the world. I also have to build a connection with my subjects and earn their trust. But at the end of it, it was truly a very emotionally charged experience. And I've learned that in order to make an emotionally engaging film, it is important to build trust, to build communication, and to emotionally connect the people around you.
These kind of experiences, like the one in the Interaction film camp, I think that they are wonderful and amazing experiences, because in a very short time you have to think, you have to produce, you have to edit a film with people of different countries and cultures and languages that you cannot speak and you do not understand, and the only thing that is in common is the image in movement, the sound, the edition, the direction and the language of cinema, and that is something magic to connect and to share with the people. And it's also a very good exercise to stop thinking that for making a film you need a lot of money and a lot of time and a very important script, that you can go with your camera and a group of people and trust each other, trust yourself, and you can make a film in 1 or 2 weeks, a wonderful film.
I went to Interaction right after I finished my master's. It was the first time that I actually directed a film with people I didn't know in a country where I didn't know anyone, I didn't know the language, so it was tricky, but I was so grateful that I was able to become friends with the entire team. I miss them a lot, and we've been trying to see each other as much as we've been able to. Making this film has allowed me to know who I am as a director and as a person too. I was very open during the whole process, and I am a deeply emotional person. So it affected me in a way that I didn't expect it, and I had so much love to give to everyone involved in the process. I am so thankful for that experience, and also thankful that I was called in to be participating as part of the selecting team last year. I will never forget my Serbian people. I will never forget the experience that I took, and in a personal path, this film has allowed me to continue making films and finding my love for making them, really.